What's going on, guys? Following up my last video with another one here in the Maxima, as you can see. And today I'm gonna be discussing. I got a little list here. I'm gonna be discussing everything that is currently wrong with the Maxima and everything I've fixed so far. So I guess the first one off the list, probably the most expensive and stressful one, I guess for me, was the clutch replacement. So I will give you guys a little bit of a backstory to some of the stuff that I fixed. Basically what happened was I was driving it to work, and I was going up this hill, and by this time, something else, which I will get to in the next, my next point, something else had already happened to the car. So the car was driving kind of funny. We had just replaced, well, I'll get to that in a second. Anyways, the car was driving funny, and I was going up this really steep hill, and I believe I had it in third. I had it in third gear, and it was going up. It's going all the way up, and then it started losing power. I was like, oh shit. So put it in fourth, thinking that would do something. Ended up burning the clutch. And I called a couple places, you know. I got crazy quotes, everything you could imagine, you know. And it was around the time, you know, the pandemic had first started, you know, with my luck. So a lot of the places that I called were, you know, extremely just trying to milk me for as much money as they could. I called this one shop. I believe their quote was like $1,100, and it's parts and labor, you know, they have to do the whole shop tax and whatnot, right? So I went on Craigslist. I got lucky, and I found some people that live not too far from where I stay, and they charged me $400 just for the clutch replacement. They ended up fixing some other stuff, but like I said, I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, so the clutch was completely, you know, bad. I did buy all the parts myself. I didn't get any like super good parts. They were cheaper. I got them from AutoZone. I forget. I tried. It was because they were like the only ones. I thought I had ordered some parts from Napa, but they actually, I guess, didn't get ordered or whatever. So I had to go with AutoZone. So yeah, I mean, I forget how much I paid. I don't want to give, you know, a price I didn't pay. I could look, but it's really not that important. Just know that, you know, I did buy the parts myself. They did give me the option to, you know, have them ordered through them. You know, they'd be better parts, but they were a lot more expensive. And honestly, I mean, at the time and even now, I don't have the money to be paying for, you know, top quality parts. Just as long as the car drives fine, that's all I really care about. I could worry about putting better and more expensive parts into it later on, you know. I did have to replace the whole clutch, including the flywheel, because the flywheel was really messed up. It was it had really bad some really bad like dark spots on there. It was just messed up. I could have gotten it resurfaced, but for one, I think AutoZone, it's a bigger, I guess, flywheel or whatever, so it would be a little hard to get it done. I would have had to take it to like a shop where they, you know, do that, specifically like a machining shop or whatever, to have it resurfaced. So I just ended up buying another one for like, I think it was like $80 or something like that, or might have been a bit more, 100 something. So I did get that. On to my next one. This was actually the first. I should have probably done it like in chronological order, but who cares? I'm already 5 minutes into the video. The slave cylinder. So this was the first thing to give out, actually. The pedal pedal, I don't know if you can see, but it would stick to the floor, and it ended up not having a lot of brake fluid there. So that was another thing. It was missing a bunch of brake fluid, and it just, yeah, the slave cylinder, we replaced that. The pedal was sticking really bad, and it did it a couple times while I was driving, and it was just really bad situation. Now let me get to the good part. So like I said, like I mentioned, there was an incident that occurred that happened before I replaced the clutch, and this was kind of, you know, because of this incident, I had to replace multiple things on the car. Basically what happened was I was driving to I was at work, right? And I used to work at a body shop. And I got in the car, right? I was washing the car at the body shop. I had just clocked out, you know, I was getting the car ready for the weekend, blah, blah, blah. And I got in the car a really stupid way. I believe I was I had my legs crossed like this, and I was holding the clutch, because I was really just going to scoot it up a bit. I was gonna scoot it up a bit because it was sticking out a lot, and I had a certain way I like to wash the car, you know, because it was by hand. So I got it in a stupid way. I had my legs crossed like this. I believe I had my right leg on the clutch, and anyways, the car was in gear. I did something stupid, and there was a car directly in front of me. It was actually a customer's car, right? I believe it was like a white Toyota, and the car, I mean, lunged forward, as you would imagine. I couldn't stop it, and it hit the bumper. When it hit the bumper, let me show you what happened. So it went forward, and my thoughts were, you know, I'm gonna steer it left, because there was a wall. I was in a stall, basically, washing the car. Like I said, it's where we would wash cars. And to my left was a wall. So I was like, I'm gonna steer it left. And so this side hit the wall. Pretty much did all this right here. Not too much damage. I mean, could have been a lot worse, you know. So this side hit the wall, and this side hit the car, hit the bumper. And I mean, this is just pretty much paint transfer. The paint's messed up anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. Obviously broke the headlight, this light as well. There's a little bit of a dent right there, but so that's the incident that took place. And because of that incident, I ended up having to, I mean, obviously, as you can imagine, right, the wheel, that hit alongside the wall as well. So yeah, I hate curb rash. And this was just took it to a whole new level. But as you can imagine, there was some damage to the wheels, or to the wheel. At first we thought it was just the CV axle. That ended up being part of the problem, because so I ended up driving it after that, but it just felt like the steering was off. Like, it was really, best way I could put it was like loose, you know. It was hard to control. So I would drive it, and it just felt really off. And so we replaced the CV axle right on this side, and then ended up getting it replaced on the passenger side. The passenger side one, we ended up getting replaced one with the same people that replaced my clutch, because they already had it. You know, they had to take it out to replace the clutch, and we figured, you know, might as well just get that replaced as well, since, you know, I mean, save some time. And you know, I wasn't gonna do it at first because, like I said, money was tight. But you know, I just went to AutoZone, picked it up, had them put it in, and I mean, that needed to be replaced regardless, you know. So might as well knock that out. Another thing that got messed up from that incident, I was the lower control arm. Now this was, I guess, like the thing that really, I would have thought it would have been maybe tie rods or something like that, you know, that would have gotten damaged or had to have been replaced. But it ended up being the lower control arm, and that helped a lot. That basically, I mean, to my knowledge, got the car working properly again. Next one is actually one that hasn't been fully fixed yet. It's the AC compressor. So this started around a couple weeks ago, and it would make this really bad noise because the clutch, or no, it wasn't the clutch, but it was one of those belts wasn't turning, basically. Obviously the clutch wasn't working either, the clutch on the compressor, so my AC didn't work. It's still not fully functional at the moment. I have to take it to the shop. I did get free zone put into it, but it's not fixed. The mechanic told me to take it back. He has to trace back. There's a connection that's not working properly or something, so he said to take it back, and I will be doing that probably this weekend. But for now it is blowing cold air. I just have it turned off. I will turn that on in a second. But so yeah, the AC compressor, we went to the to a junkyard, pick and pull or whatever, and pulled that, and ended up being good. The noise is gone, which is good. It's working properly, but for whatever reason the clutch still isn't spinning because of the connection, like I said. So that's let me turn it on so I can feel some air. Hopefully it's not too loud for the video. But so that's basically everything that has been fixed. And I got a list of some stuff that still needs to be fixed. And that'll just be the stuff that I can remember. There's probably way more. But so next on the list would be obviously an alignment. It needs one done. It still steers off a little bit onto the to the right, but it's obviously not as bad as before. But I will be getting that done soon. The power windows, I think I mentioned this in the first video. So I have it like that. It goes all the way down, right? And look at that. It goes down. So probably some type of motor or whatever. I've looked into a video into replacing it. I might be doing it, I don't know. It's not detrimental to the car, to the car's well-being, but it it is a nuisance. Next one would be the headlight that I showed you guys. I want to get both of them replaced. I just don't, you could restore them. I could restore them myself, or at least one of them, because the other one's broken. But I really don't feel like doing that. I might as well just buy some new ones and have the car looking a little bit better. Next would be the stereo. So like I said, I think I also mentioned this. The stereo's audio, or the volume, whatever you want to call it, seems to go up and down by itself. Yeah, it's just really messed up. Sometimes it does it by itself, or you have to turn the knob a certain way for the volume to go up or down, and it's just super annoying. I would like to get an aftermarket stereo, nothing crazy, not like a touchscreen double din or whatever. I think it looks stupid on older cars, unless it's a car you really like. I like this car, but I don't really like it enough to put crazy amounts of money. I mean, I've already dumped over $1,000 of work into it, so I like it. I have to like it because I've made a bit of an investment with it. But yeah, so I'd like to put a nice aftermarket. I've been looking at some. I don't want to do anything super expensive. I'd like it to have a CD player as well, because I have a little collection of CDs. The steering wheel, I'd like to get it replaced as well, because this just bothers me, and it kind of leaves, like, I don't know if you can see, but a little bit of residue sometimes, and that's just annoying. But for now, it's okay, I guess. What else? That'd pretty much be it, I believe. Oh, the shift boot cover. I hate it. It's all ripped. I don't know if you can see. I've been looking at some. I might do it in a nice little knob as well. But, I mean, this one works fine. This is kind of what bothers me, you know. Other than that, I believe that is pretty much it. I mean, this is cracked. But who cares about that? Yeah, that would pretty much be it, guys. So yeah, like I said, this was just a list of me explaining, you know, stuff that I fixed on the car. I wish I had, you know, I could probably pull it. I could probably pull the, you know, exact numbers of how much I've dumped into this, but it's well over 1,000, you know. And that's just in the couple months that I've had it. But like I said, I should have stated in the beginning of the video, you know, when I bought the car, I knew some stuff would be, you know, wrong. It did have a check engine light that was, you know, on, but it ended up going away when that incident happened, where I pretty much hit the customer's car, sandwiched in between the customer's car and the wall like an idiot. Yeah, it ended up going away for whatever reason, and I did get the codes read. One of them was for a cat, and the other one was for an oxygen sensor, but the oxygen sensor was pending. The code was pending. So even though it went away, I did get it to go get smog, and it didn't pass because that cat monitor won't show up. So I don't know what I'll do about that, wink wink, but hopefully somehow it can get passed. We'll see. So yeah, the cat's bad, which, you know, I think the mechanic said it has like 3, which sucks, and he said they're like super expensive to replace. So I don't know, I'll figure something out, because I do want to get it transferred into, you know, the title transferred to my name. That is something that I probably need to do. But, you know, with the whole virus going on and stuff, everything's slow right now. But, yeah, like I said, I was expecting to have, you know, issues. Probably gave me a little bit more than it could have, but it is what it is, you know. Comes with the territory. But overall, I mean, the car is, I do enjoy driving the car. It's my first stick car, you know, stick shift. So that probably had a lot to do with the fact that the clutch gave out, you know, and I think it had been replaced before, but they did a really bad job. Oh, and the not only had the clutch, hopefully it's not a reoccurring issue, but not only had the clutch been replaced before, but the compressor had as well. And my dad said that they really did some type of weird job on the compressor, because the way that they had it set up or wired and everything, it was really bad. They had it like zip tied, or I don't know what, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be posting more videos, but yeah, that's all I have for today. Yeah, not much else. I mean, the car's, you know, running good, runs really good right now, which is nice. But be on the lookout for more videos, and thank you guys for watching.